For years, you have been searching for a feeling, a certain quiet, a softness in the chest, a morning when you wake up and nothing feels heavy, when the mind is still, the body is at ease, and something in you simply rests. And on most mornings, it doesn't come. Something is there instead. The familiar weight of things, the unfinished thoughts, the low hum of a mind that never quite settles the way you wish it would. And on those days, which are most days, you wonder, am I doing something wrong? Is there a practice I haven't found yet? Is there something broken in me that other people simply do not have? I want to tell you something today, something that took me a long time to understand, and something that, when it finally landed, changed the way I understood everything. The Buddha never once described inner peace as a feeling, not in the Dhammapada, not in the Sutta Pitaka, not in 45 years of teaching. Nowhere. He described it as something else entirely, something steadier, something that does not come and go with the weather of the mind, something that, once you understand what it actually is, you may realize you have been standing in it all along. My name is your name, and this is Buddha's path to peace. Let's begin. Here is what happens when we search for peace as a feeling. Some mornings we wake up and the feeling is there. The mind is quiet. The body feels light. Something opens, and we think, this is it. I have found it. This is what I have been looking for. And then, tomorrow, the feeling is gone. The weight is back. The mind picks up exactly where it left off. And now we have a new problem. Not only the original heaviness, but the grief of having lost the feeling we just found. This is the trap. When peace is a feeling, every morning it is absent, becomes evidence of failure. Every heavy day becomes proof that we are not there yet. And so we search more. We try harder. We add another practice, another teacher, another book. But the searching itself is part of what keeps the peace just out of reach. The Buddha understood this trap very well. He had a word for the kind of happiness that depends on conditions, on feelings, on circumstances, on everything going the right way. He called it Sukha. Sukha is real. Sukha is good. There is nothing wrong with Sukha. The warmth you feel on a sunny morning, the deep satisfaction of a meal with people you love, the relief of a burden lifted. These are Sukha, and the Buddha never said to stop valuing them. But Sukha has a nature. It arises, and it passes. Always. No matter how skillfully you arrange your life, no matter how much you meditate, no matter how spiritually advanced you become, Sukha comes and Sukha goes. And if peace is Sukha, if peace is a feeling, then peace, too, will always come and go. and you will spend your life chasing it. So if peace is not Sukha, if peace is not a feeling, what is it? The Buddha used a different word. He called it Upekkha. Upekkha is usually translated as equanimity, but that translation is so dry, so clinical, that most people hear it and feel nothing. So let me offer you something better. The original meaning of Upekkha comes from two Pali roots. Upa meaning over, Ikkha meaning to look. Upekkha literally means to look over something, to see it from above, to have a vantage point from which the whole landscape is visible. The hills and the valleys, the sun and the clouds, without being swept away by any of it. The Buddha offered an image that I find among the most beautiful in all of his teaching. He compared the mind of Upekkha to a mountain, not to calm weather, not to a clear sky, not to the absence of storms, to the mountain itself, because a mountain does not resist the weather. Rain falls on it, snow covers it, wind moves across it, storms arrive and depart, and the mountain remains. It does not push the clouds away. It does not demand that the weather be different. It does not celebrate when the sun comes out and grieve when the fog returns. It simply holds. That holding, that vast, quiet, unshakable holding, is what the Buddha meant by peace. Do you see the difference? Sukha says, I am at peace because the weather is good today. Upekkha says, I am at peace regardless of what the weather is doing. Sukha is dependent. Upekkha is free. Sukha is a passing state. Upekkha is a stable ground. And here is the most important thing. Upekkha does not feel like anything in particular. It does not feel soft. It does not feel warm. It does not feel like a relief. It feels like being here, steadily, quietly, without urgency, not moved, not swept, simply present. And because it does not feel like the dramatic, soft, radiant thing we were searching for, most of us walk right past it every single day. Let me make this very concrete, because I find that abstract teachings often reach the mind but miss the heart. You wake up on a beautiful spring morning. The birds are outside your window. The light is gentle. Your body feels rested. Something opens in your chest. A warmth, a quiet gladness. That feeling is Sukha. It is real. It is beautiful. Receive it with both hands. Now, the same morning, before the birds, before the light, you wake at 3 in the morning. The old thought is there, the familiar weight, the list of things that didn't work out, the conversation you shouldn't have had, the question of what comes next. And in the middle of that, there is something that is not the thought, something that is not the weight, something that is simply aware. the awareness that notices the thought, the quiet that holds the weight, the presence that was there before the thought arrived and will be there after it passes. That quiet, steady, unmoving something is Upekkha, and it was there all along. The reason most of us miss Upekkha is the same reason we miss the sky. We are so focused on the clouds, the thoughts, the feelings, the weather of the mind, that we forget the sky is always there behind them. The clouds are real. I am not asking you to pretend they are not there. On difficult days, the clouds are very real. But the clouds are not the sky. They move across the sky. They do not replace it. And the sky, always present, always vast, always open, is the closer image of what Upekkha actually is. When we search for Sukha and call it inner peace, we are searching for a particular cloud, a nice cloud, a soft, warm, golden cloud, and we spend our lives waiting for it and grieving when it passes. But when we understand Upekkha, when we begin to feel for the sky rather than the cloud, something shifts. We stop waiting for the right conditions. We stop measuring our peace by how we feel today. We start looking for something that is already here, already present, already holding everything, including the heavy mornings. I want to tell you a story. It is a story about a monk who spent 30 years searching for peace. His name, in the tradition, is not given. He is simply called the Seeker. And that is fitting, because what he was seeking is exactly what so many of us seek. The monk had practiced since he was young. He had sat in meditation for hours every day, sometimes in great stillness, sometimes in great restlessness. He had studied the texts. He had sat with teachers. He had kept his precepts carefully. And on the good days, the mornings when the meditation was deep, when the mind went quiet and something opened, he felt it. The peace he was looking for. Clear, soft, unmistakable. And then it would end. The session would close. The bell would ring. He would stand up from his cushion, and within an hour, sometimes less, the peace would be gone, replaced by the thoughts, the concerns, the ordinary friction of an ordinary day. He went to his teacher. He said, "I have practiced for 30 years. I find peace in meditation, but it always leaves. What am I doing wrong?" The teacher looked at him for a moment. Then she said, "When you sit in meditation and the peace comes, what are you doing with it?" The monk thought. "I am holding it," he said slowly. "I am very carefully holding it, trying not to disturb it, trying to stay very still so it doesn't leave." The teacher nodded. "And there," she said, "is your problem. You are holding Sukha. You are gripping a feeling. And feelings, when gripped, become terrified of leaving. So they leave faster." That night, a great storm came. Wind, rain, thunder, The kind of storm that makes sleep impossible. The monk sat up in his cell. His mind was agitated. The noise was relentless. He tried to meditate. Nothing came. He tried to find Sukha. Nothing. He tried to find peace. Nothing. And then, at some point in the long dark night, he stopped trying. He simply sat with the storm, with the noise, with the agitated mind. And in that stopping, in that complete giving up of the search for the feeling, he found something, not calm. His mind was still restless, but something in him was not the storm. Something was watching the storm. Something was aware of the mind's agitation without being the agitation itself. Something was present with everything. The noise, the restlessness, the rain, and was completely unmoved. He went to his teacher at dawn. He did not look peaceful. He had not slept. His eyes were tired. He said, "Last night I found it, in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the noise and the restlessness. I found it." The teacher looked at him carefully. She said, "What did it feel like?" He paused for a long time. "It didn't feel like anything," he said. That was the surprise. It felt like nothing, and yet it was completely there. The teacher bowed to him. "Yes," she said. "Now you know. That is Upekkha." What the monk found that night has a name in the Buddhist tradition. It is sometimes called the witnessing mind, or simply pure awareness. It is not something you create. It is not something you achieve through years of practice. It is not a reward for being spiritual enough. It is the capacity to be aware that you already have, right now, in this moment, reading or listening to these words. You are aware. You are aware of the words. You are aware of the room around you. You are aware of the thoughts moving through your mind. You are aware of whether you are comfortable or not, rested or tired, settled or restless. That awareness, the simple, quiet fact that you are aware, is not a feeling. It does not come and go. It does not need good conditions to arise. It is present on the difficult mornings and the beautiful ones. It is present in the storm and in the calm. The Buddha drew a distinction that I think is one of the most useful he ever offered. There is a difference between being in an experience and witnessing an experience. When we are in an experience, we are the emotion. We are the anxiety. We are the grief. We are the frustration. There is no space between us and it. It fills everything. When we witness an experience, when we activate the witnessing mind, something different happens. There is a subtle space, not a distance, not a coldness, not a numbness. Just enough space to see what is happening without being entirely swept away by it. The emotion is still there. The grief is still grief. The anxiety is still anxiety. But you are not only the grief. You are also the one who is aware of the grief. And that awareness, that quiet, steady witness, is Upekkha. That is peace. I want to offer you a practice now. I call it simply the witnessing practice. And what I love about it is that it works on any morning. The beautiful ones and the heavy ones. In fact, it works better on the heavy ones. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down, it doesn't matter. Close your eyes or soften your gaze toward the floor. Take one breath in and let it go. Not a special breath, just your ordinary breath. Now, notice what is present in your mind right now. Don't try to change it. Don't push it away. Don't hold on to it. Simply notice what is here. Thoughts, feelings, heaviness, restlessness, perhaps a surprising quiet. Now, instead of being inside what you notice, step back one small step and notice that you are noticing it. There are thoughts, and there is something that is aware of the thoughts. There is a feeling, and there is something that is aware of the feeling. There is heaviness, perhaps, and there is something that is aware of the heaviness. Rest in that awareness, not in the content of what is there, but in the bare fact of awareness itself. 10 seconds, 20, however long feels right. That quiet, aware presence that is noticing everything, that is what was always here. That is Upekkha. That is peace. Not a feeling, a ground. The monk in the storm did not find peace when the storm ended. He found it in the middle of the storm, not because the storm became beautiful, not because the rain turned to sunshine, but because he found in the center of all that noise something that the storm could not touch. That something is in you too, right now, on this morning, however this morning is. It was there on the days when the peace you were looking for did not come. It was there through the difficult years. It was there in every single moment that you were aware of anything at all. Because awareness is Upekkha's address. And awareness never left. So you have not failed. You have not been looking in the wrong direction. You have been looking for something real. You were simply looking for it where it cannot be found, in the weather of the mind. And now you know where to look. Not out there. Not in a feeling. Not in a better day or a deeper meditation. Here. This. The quiet, aware, unshakable something that is reading these words right now. If this video has offered you something new today, I would be honored if you would subscribe to this channel. Each week, I share teachings like this one, drawn from the wisdom of the Buddha, offered for the real challenges. of a human life. Next week, we will look at something that I know many of you carry. The question of what to do when the mind won't stop, when the anxious thoughts keep coming, and nothing seems to make them quiet. The Buddha had a very specific answer. I think you will find it useful. Until then, be gentle with yourself. Walk slowly. And remember, the peace you are looking for is not something you need to find. It is something you need to recognize. And it is already here. Namo Amitabha.